Hi, welcome to the Midlife Synthesist. Let's get started.
Hi guys, very nice to see you back here. So today I just wanted to do a very quick rundown and walk you through some of the new updates of the Polybrute version 2.0. I'm not going to go through these in any particular kind of order. I'm just going to go down through the ones that excite me the most. So first off is that we have some new effects in here. So if you go over here, you'll see that we now have an ensemble effect. So where this sounded like this before, now, yeah, oh yeah. Okay, that sounds huge. I think this is a very good effect, especially for people that thought that the Polybrute might sound a bit thin, though I think it's a matter of sound design. Now this thing sounds massive. One of the things I most appreciate in this new update is that now we have much better visual feedback than we did before. Before, if you changed a setting on one of the presets, you'd get this little asterisk, and that would be that. Now, however, if you start tweaking and modifying, you get this nice little dial and a percentage or a value here. And I don't know if you can see this on camera, but you get the initial value before you started the tweak. So you always know how to go back to the original preset's value, and that is just extremely useful. Another place where the visual feedback really shines is when you start using the envelopes, because now you get a visual representation of the envelope when you start modifying it. And, well, let's face it, Polybrute isn't exactly a beginner synth, but at least in my case, I always like to see the actual shape I'm forming and not just the position of the sliders. Another big deal in version 2.0 is that now we have an EQ stage, and here we can go through Out section, EQ preset, and just for those of you who like shortcuts, you can also just long press settings and dial in the modulation, and there we can get to the EQ directly. And then we have presence, low boost, hi-fi loudness, mud remover, low cut, and high cut. Okay, so I've always said that one of the biggest things on the Polybrute is that it's a performance-oriented synth, as seen by this touch ribbon, the morphe, modulation, and just access to most controls directly on the panel. Now we have even more expressiveness through Duophonic Aftertouch, and that means that you can set the aftertouch to just respond to the last few notes that you played. So to access the Duophonic Aftertouch, all you have to do is go to Settings, Expression Control, Aftertouch Settings, and then you can choose monophonic, duophonic, duo upper split, or duo lower split. So with Duophonic Aftertouch activated, what will happen is that my aftertouch will only affect the last few notes that I play. And that just gives you a whole new range of expressiveness to explore on this keyboard. Okay, Keystep players rejoice, because now we have the option of playing a full chord on just one key. And you do that by long pressing polyphony, and you just choose out your chord. Okay, so anybody who loves synths knows that the more LFOs you have and the more control over these LFOs, the more fun. Now you get much more control over LFO 3 because it gives you a few more options as to how the curve is going to behave, either rising or falling. And you do this by going to Settings, Voice, LFO, LFO Curve. And there we have the standard or inverted. One of the greatest things that old-timey analog synthesizers used to have is that they wouldn't always be perfect, and that would give them a more humanized or warmer feel. The pitch would sometimes vary, and that would also apply to some other parameters. So the Polybrute already had the option of giving you this kind of unquantized feel on the pitch, just like old-time analog synths. But now, they've gone and added that same ability of doing this analog accuracy modification, and now they allow you to apply it to the filter section, the LFO, and the oscillator pulse width. And that'll give you an even more erratic or unstable feel. So let's try this out. Well, that's it for me, guys. I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. See you in the next video.